I would like to say hello from Rabbitcoinhole YouTube channel and from Solana Foundation. Who is with me?
Hi, I'm Dana DeGenius. I'm the University Relations Lead at the Solana Foundation.
Welcome our channel. First of all, what kind of task and you have on Solana platform? Could you detail explanation for us? What you are doing, guys, for university community?
Sure, so I'm working with a lot of different parts of the university community, starting with the student-run blockchain clubs on campuses, helping them have Solana education, doing 101s and things like this, and then leveling it up to workshops, technical workshops when they're ready for things like that. Also working with professors and looking at ways in which we can implement curriculum with Solana in it into the system, and then also trying to, meet up with other higher level at the university and hope that we can make great relationships to have a lot of opportunities for their students.
Oh my God, you are doing a great job. And first of all, how can we even know them correct information? Because a lot of people still they don't know how to Web3 in working. And what would you like to say about it?
Yeah, it's really what we do at Solana U, and we have a Discord that's actually dedicated to supporting people who want to learn about Web3, who want to start building. At solanau.org, you can find a link to that Discord, and we kind of start people out with anything. There's no dumb questions, so it's just kind of a safe place for people to come and learn. And we create accelerators, projects that people can build together, and then really unique experiences for international travel, because I think we did 24 hacker houses last year in 18 different countries, and we're looking at bringing international opportunities to students so that they can travel to different ones. We have a young woman here who's visiting us from Cairo, and we like to have those decentralized opportunity essentially. So if you want to come and learn about Web3, absolutely jump in the Discord, and we are more than happy to help.
So, as you said, you're focused on university community especially, and a lot of intelligent students they are working the university blockchain community. Do you have any specific plan for as a Solana Foundation for them?
Well, we have a lot of plans for them. We certainly want to help everyone learn to develop on blockchain, and I think that a lot of that is absent from curriculums right now, specifically with Rust and Solana. So really excited about giving that opportunity to a lot of students. So that's what I would say on that.
Great. And the last question is, can you explain the future of Solana plan generally? I'm just only curious about it.
From the university perspective, I think that what's most important, at least for me, is thinking about decentralizing the opportunity. So what I mean by that is that coming to places like Istanbul needs to be as important as going to Cambridge and MIT and all of these kinds of universities, and thinking about how we can make sure that we keep that decentralized ethos of Web3 in the opportunities for education.
Thank you for a great answer. And the last thing is, what would you like to say to them for how to educate them the correct side?
Oh, there's no correct side. I mean, everybody is learning together. This is all super new, so don't be intimidated. There are no dumb questions, and we're learning in public together. It can be embarrassing, but come to Solana U. You have a safe place to start.
Thank you so much. It was so nice talking with you. So thank you. Advisor of Solana Foundation. Who is with me?
My name is Jordan Prince.
Jordan Prince. Hello, Jordan. Hope you're enjoying from this event. It's very great job. You're doing amazing job here. So, how do you find it in Turkey and this event? Can you briefly explain your thoughts?
Well, Istanbul has always been a bucket list city of mine. I've always wanted to visit, so it's really exciting to be here. And as you know, Turkey is, I think one of the largest crypto users in the world. So, I think we made a good choice in coming here.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Our young generation is very too much, and they are trying to learn correct information. And what do you think? How can we know them correct information, and which side? What do you think about this?
Experimenting is good. I think it's likely that Turks probably know more correct information about crypto than most Americans. Like when I got off the plane here, the first thing I noticed were signs for BTC Turk just emblazoned all across the airport, which is something you would never see in America. Like you don't really see advertisements for crypto. Like there's no Coinbase advertisements in the airport at Chicago O'Hare. So it's a much more front of mind. Like people think about crypto much more here than they do in my own country. So I would not be surprised to find that Turks know more about it than most other countries that you would expect them to.
Yeah, thank you for a great answer. And could you literally explain what you're doing on the Solana Foundation exactly?
So, like I said, I'm an advisor. So I actually, work for another company. I just act as an advisor. So here at the Hacker House, I'm here visiting with them to offer technical services. So I'm doing, office hours and, things like that, helping people learn about NFTs, building smart contracts, building other, forms of engineering on Solana.
Great. And as an advisor, how can you be explained Web3 space?
I guess I would say the Web3 space is essentially it's taking all those Web2 skills. So if you were a web engineer, like I was, you were building websites and stuff like that before. The Web3 space is just like adding a new kind of technology underneath. So I would analogize it to a database. So it would be like taking building a website with a new type of database underneath, except the database, instead of being in a single place, is now all over the place and can be independently verified by everybody. So it's kind of a powerful thing to do. You can now, build a website whose data is independently verifiable by anybody. And if your website disappears from the face of the earth because, say, you forgot to pay your credit card bill, the people's data that was underneath of it is not lost. They haven't lost their data. Someone else could, in theory, build a different website and hook up to that same data. And, if you set it up correctly, continue to operate that data going forward. So it's a more resilient way of building websites and web apps and mobile apps going forward.
And also, how long have you been working in the Web3 space?
So I did my first crypto transaction in January of 2021. That was the first time I ever used crypto.
A lot of people, especially the young generation of Turkey, as I know, yesterday, 3,000 people came here for hackathon, right?
Yes.
How do you explain the situation? Because the very biggest hackathon on Turkey. How do you explain the situation? How do you feel
About there being 3,000 people here?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, I love it. Turkey is a very modern country with a highly technical, I guess Turkey has a lot of educated people, right? It's a very modern country. It has a very technical user base. It's actually the perfect country to have, a crypto revolution. There are very few countries with this technical user base with this many reasons to use crypto. Like, if you look at a country like Germany, they have a very technical user base, but they don't have very many good reasons to use crypto. But Turkey is uniquely positioned as one of the few countries in the world where there's a very, very good reason to be using crypto. And they have good infrastructure for using crypto. Like, they have good, wireless technology. They have good cell phone technology. They have, a very modern, they have modern cities. They have good education. They have everything going for them, except they have an amazing reason to use crypto. So it's the perfect place for a peaceful crypto revolution to take place. Which is why it's so exciting to be here, because it's maybe the only place on the planet where it could happen. And Istanbul is sort of like the epicenter of that.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your good ideas, your good words. So last question is, what would you like to say to users and watchers who is interested in crypto and blockchain space? What would you like to say then?
I'd just like to say, I think crypto is worth trying out. It's look, and I'm not saying hey, go invest your life savings in Bitcoin. I think that's crazy and stupid. I'm saying look, there are a bunch of beautiful stable coins out there to try out that work really well, like USDC, and I hear there's even a Lira stable coin. The idea of crypto as a technology that's life-changing, you can put money into it, and then you have your value stored in a way that's independent of any government. That's a life-changing idea, that you can own an asset and no government on the planet can take it from you. That is something powerful. It's something that we have never had in all of human history. And that, I think, resonates with people everywhere, right? And that's just something I ask everyone to experiment with. And it's sort of the cool thing about Turkey, which we don't even have in the United States, is there are actually places all over Istanbul where you can just walk into a store and you can apparently just exchange, US dollars if you got them, and you can get your first crypto. And that's actually really tough to do even in the United States. Like, you guys are much more forward than we are in that regard. And so I kind of envy you that. I ask people to experiment with it. For me, my first crypto transaction was I took $100 USDC and I transferred it to a ledger, which I'm not sure if you know, it's like a little USB stick that represents a hardware wallet. And I took it from my Coinbase to the hardware wallet. That was my first transaction. I just wanted to try it out. Just to get the experience of like, okay, I took this from my Coinbase account, I put it on this little USB stick, like what does that mean? And then I tried to take it back. I did it on Ethereum, and to transfer it back, it was gonna cost me 40 of those $100 to get the 60 back. And after that, I was like, oh shit, I'm never using Ethereum again. And then I did it on a Solana, and it cost me almost nothing.
Very interesting experience, by the way.
Yeah, it was eye-opening, right? I was like, how can anyone ever use this chain? And I fell in love with Solana after that. But it was an experiment, right? And I got this idea of like, holy crap, this ledger that I'm holding, no one can really take this from me as long as I, don't give away the password, as long as I don't lose the seed phrase. It's truly independent. Like if I have it in a bank, in theory, some lawyer could write a piece of paper down, submit it to a judge, and the judge could have the bank remove the money from me. And with the ledger, as long as I'm careful, no one can take it from me. And that was kind of a cool feeling. And that was that's the experiment I'd like everyone to try. And I'm also not saying everyone should put all their money into ledgers, because if you lose the ledger, you're screwed. But there's a happy medium there, right? Like, it's always good to have maybe some money in the safe place and some money in the other safe place, because it's good to experiment. And that's what I just want everyone to try out, is like, this is a new technology. There's value here. I think there's something revolutionary here. It's like the printing press.
You have to learn well, what's going on in this space.
Yeah, and it requires some intelligence and some knowledge, because the technology is very new. But I think it is exactly like the printing press, and I think places like Istanbul are where it's going to hit the hardest. And you guys are more primed and more educated than probably most places in the entire world.
Thank you so much. It was so nice talking with you, and thank you for accepting our interview request. So it was so nice talking with you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
I would like to say hello from Rabbitcoinhole YouTube channel, and who is with me from Solana Foundation?
My name is Colin, and I work on the developer relations team at Solana Foundation.
Yeah, welcome to our channel. Could you literally explain your task, what you are doing exactly on Solana Foundation?
Awesome. Yeah, so my job is to kind of make it easy for new engineers to actually onboard into the ecosystem. So when a new engineer comes on, they have like the right tools, the right resources, and kind of like know where to go and find stuff. And to a certain extent, to also make the developer experience a lot easier, so that when you come in, you're not frustrated, you're not finding it, difficult to do certain things. It's kind of our team's job to make it easier for new developers to kind of be able to build any product or tool they want on Solana.
How do you describe the Web3? What do you think about how do you describe the Web3 space?
Yeah, that's actually a very interesting question. The way I like to describe it is to say it's a way to offer new experiences that you may not be able to do in Web 2. Like, I don't see Web3 as like an evolution of Web 2. It's something that can actually happen like side by side. So it's not like because of Web 3, Web 2 doesn't exist anymore. It's just more that there's now different types of experiences that you can offer in Web 3 that you can't in Web 2.
So I think the Web3 space for all of people's same rights. Because, for example, if you have a 20 years background, doesn't matter. Or if you don't have any background, doesn't matter. Do you agree with that?
Completely agree. And I think it's just so fortunate that we're so early. We're now kind of, as you were saying, irrespective of the background that you have, can actually still make a very big impact in the space. And I think, we actually haven't seen like the real growth opportunities yet, nor have we seen like some of the best use cases of the technology as it is now. And what I often like to say is like, I kind of compare the state that we're in similarly to where the internet was in like 1999, where we haven't seen like the Facebooks, the Googles, the Netflix. We haven't got to that stage yet. So like, irrespective of your experience, it's best to jump on the ship now whilst it's still early.
So and also I have a personal question because a lot of people they are only focusing making money with crypto. They are only focusing how to make money quickly with crypto.
Yeah.
But how can we know them correct information and what should we do in this space?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question, and I may not even have all of the answers to that, because I think especially just like the human nature, people are very opportunistic. So they kind of see like, oh, there's this new space, coins are going up and down, so there's a lot of speculative investment. But kind of like, as you say, and what I typically like to do is I like to split cryptocurrencies with blockchain, the technology itself. So there's a lot of speculation that we're seeing with cryptocurrencies, but if you actually look at the technology, it has a wide spread of use cases outside of just pure price speculation, people trying to make money. But I think this is also just like the nature of being so early. People are focused on the money thing and not the actual technology itself. And that's why like one of the projects that I'm actually working on is actually kind of to spread like blockchain, or more specifically Solana awareness in emerging markets in Africa, because I think that is a place where we're going to see a lot of like the true useful products being built, because Africa, it's a place where I'm from, has like a lot of like challenges and issues that either A, haven't been solved with traditional technologies that exist, or B, there's a lot of corruption embedded in it. And I think with the introduction of blockchain technology and actually proper use cases that are not financially motivated, then when we begin to see those particular products being built and used, then maybe we can now begin to change the perception that people have that crypto is kind of a money-making scheme, and actually understand what the technology can actually be used for.
As you can see here, almost 300,000 more than people came here for hackathon. And as you can see, a lot of people interested in the Web3 and blockchain space, especially the young generation of Turkey. Do you have any specific plan for them?
That's actually a very interesting question. Unfortunately, the answer is yes. So we actually have a whole program called Solana University. And that's a program where we are actually like actively trying to reach out to the youth, because I think that's pretty much the generation to focus on, because they're going to be like heavily influential in the future. So we actually have a university program where we're trying to set up like blockchain clubs or Solana clubs at different universities to begin to teach university students on what the future could look like and actually how they can be part of shaping that particular future. So we do definitely have a big plan and want to work with the youth.
Thank you for a great answer. It was a very great answer, by the way. And the last question is, what would you like to, or what kind of advice give them for how to educate themselves?
And I think kind of the best thing is kind of just to get involved. And I think especially in the Solana ecosystem, and I think you can kind of see that by how this hacker house is, where everybody's very welcoming, everybody wants to help. So I think even if you don't even know what blockchain is, just literally approach any one of us, message any one of us. We're like more than happy to actually help you, because I think the position that we have is we truly believe on what this technology can be capable of, and we just pretty much want to educate people on what the opportunities and possibilities are. So anybody and everybody is welcomed. There are so many resources that you can start off with. Probably just go on solana.com, and from there you can find your entry. Find any one of us on Twitter, on socials. We'll be more than happy to help. So everybody's welcome. Whether you have experience or not, we're more than willing to help.
And also, I'm gonna drop this link, the description section. It was so nice talking with you. Thank you for accepting our interview request. Yeah, hope you enjoyed from my question, by the way. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you.